Always love the Susan sounds of the Nerd Kingdom. What is up? Welcome to another episode of Nerd Yards. What's up, Nerd Nation? We are back for another series breakdown. This time, we are breaking down Dave, episodes 1 and 2. And we have a very small panel today, but it don't matter. You get the best of us, not the rest of us. Introducing first, you know him, you love him, El Presidente, El Capitan, the biggest dick of all the little dickies out there. It's Nine.
What's up, Blake? How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Shout outs to everybody tuning in. If you are tuning in, click like, go ahead and comment. Again, we're breaking down Dave, episode 1. What is this one called? The Gander.
The Gander.
The Gander.
Can you explain why we are doing this?
So we are breaking down Dave in anticipation of the April 5th release of season 3. What's up, Film Age? We're breaking it down. Season 3 would be right around the corner, and this was something we wanted to do with Atlanta that we just didn't synchronize and do as far as breaking down season 1 and season 2. So we're not going to miss an opportunity like that. We're breaking down season 1 and season 2 of Dave. For those that don't know, Dave, it is Lil Dicky's show, a very loose show about his comeuppance in being a rapper. The character's name is Dave. My government is Dave.
Okay, we got a real authentic Dave. He just doxed himself. Go find him. Go
go find Dave out there. But yeah, this show, I always tell people, if you like Dave, you'll like Atlanta. If you like Atlanta, you'll like Dave. But do not, I think in any sense, compare the two. The two are not at all just because they show on FX and they both have famous musicians. I don't
except
think
when I do it on my volume 1 video, which was actually my very first video. My very first video is Dave versus Atlanta. And then when I had 100 subscribers, I was like, oh, I'm going to do it again. And I have a volume 2 out there. Which you guys are pretty pissed at me for even comparing the two. But once season 3 comes out, I'm going to do that again.
Do it again.
I'll do it again.
He'll do it again. Don't make him. He's got the documents that Dave in Atlanta, or basically, they said Dave is a white man's Atlanta. We all know this. It's got the Jew lead, and we all know the agenda behind what's going on.
Hold on. Alex, we're going to bring you back. We're going to bring you back later once we get into it to get your thoughts.
All right. I'm back.
Okay. Let's get Black back.
But yeah. Besides that, you could make comparisons. A lot of comparisons have been made on Twitter, but just look at them as two singular shows, and you'll see that Atlanta paved a lot of way for this. But this show stands alone in and of itself, just like Atlanta stands alone in and of itself. It's never not unsettling.
I would say that it's a bit more of
it's a lighthearted comedy.
Right? It's more of a comedy than I would like. It's so interesting because I actually am going over kind of like the fundamentals of Atlanta, and it's hard sometimes to even categorize it as a comedy.
It's because the comedy it's more of a drama with comedy in it, whereas Dave is a comedy that has drama in it. It was literally a white Atlanta, but it's still good. It's got a lot of, it's a white person's Atlanta, if you want to say that on the simple terms of it. They do have their own separate things going, which is why I never try to make comparisons of separate shows like this, as I think it's the popular thing to say is like, oh yeah, like this is that and that's this. I don't think we would have gotten a Dave without Atlanta for sure, but it is its own separate thing because it's not gritty, it's not surreal, it's you'd find it in a completely different section. Rest in peace to Blockbuster. You'd find it in a completely different section of movie titles. If they had like TV dramas, Atlanta might be over there. TV comedies, Dave might be over here. That's all I'm saying. There's a lot of differentiators too. It's got some crossover, but yeah.
I get that. I actually get that a lot.
I get down with that. I can I like that. I like that analogy.
And I think one of the biggest differences is that like Dave flexes, Lil Dicky's like rap prowess, whereas in Atlanta we never see Donald rap anything, right? Where we know he can rap and he can write lyrics, and we never really see Al rap. But this is very much a show about Dave's experience in the industry, where he is like, it's Dave's show, and it is about his, lyrical come up and his angst, which I think is,
and you'll see a lot of correlations as we move on to season 2. There's a lot more correlations, with
even in this first episode, it kind of hooks you, and gets into that.
Y'all didn't listen to Muckin'.
Man, I am Muckin'.
We've been Muckin'.
I wrote that song.
Just let people know in the comments. If you know what Muckin' means, go ahead and write in the comments. I remember when the show came out, though. It came out right before full-on COVID. And me and Jeff, actually, how we started the TV breakdown series on my old channel, Unfiltered Bachelor. Dave was actually the first show that we did before we hopped into Atlanta. And because of Dave, I started watching Atlanta because I realized how great FX, shows can be. I mean, I'd only seen like American Horror Story and Sons of Anarchy. So like those are really gritty. But yeah, so this was sort of where I cut my teeth with breaking down TV shows.
Can I show them, the little bit of clout that you got on your name? Let me see if I can pull this up because I was so. Trust me, it's going to bring you a lot of joy just watching this. Let's see if I can
pull it up
to play. Let's see if this is the right one. Okay, because we know who Dave's hype man is, and that's Gata. And when Money was doing his own breakdowns, he actually got a little bit of a cameo shout out here. So let's check this out.
Major shout out for the homie Blake, man, an Unfiltered Bachelor podcast. That's what's up, man. Money Blake Weather. If you could just tell people that you love the show, I'm going to tell people right now that you fucking awesome, man. What's up, bro? It's Gata.
It's so great.
It's Gata. It's Gator.
Major shout out.
I got it.
I'll just give a little context on that. We got that very early on into the show. Like I think it was maybe episode 3 or 4. I submitted the cameo was just popping, and we paid $15 for that cameo. And I think now he charges $55 or $60. So we got the rookie card.
It was like almost 100.
Oh, it might be. It's up there, bro. Thank you so much, E66. And we also had, and we could maybe even throw it on this channel. We had Gina Hecht, who plays Dave's mom. We interviewed her on my old channel.
Yeah, where is that interview? Is that just on Facebook or is that on YouTube?
Gina Hecht is solely on Facebook, and it's on my podcast channel. I'll comment if you guys want to come back to the video when I'm done. I'll comment the Spotify link if you guys want to check that out. She was a blast, and when I have the actual video of it, we'll actually just rebrand it and throw it on the channel if you guys want to see. Comment if you guys want to see it. She's a fucking blast. She was so much fun.
And that's who plays Dave's mom.
Dave's mom is Gina Hecht. She's an old school actress, man. Been doing a lot of stuff.
She's great. She's absolutely wonderful.
So on this first episode, man, Gander. This is just Lil Dicky at his finest, with the first line of him being in the doctor's office, wanting to look at what he describes as his pubiscus. which I don't know what it is, but when he said it, I was like, I get what you mean.
My cute biscuits. Yeah, I mean, let me just pull this up just because for y'all, just to see what we're talking about.
It starts off in an office.
In the office, right?
In the doctor's office.
And I think the hibiscus is somewhere like over here in this area, all around this.
Oh my gosh.
And let's see if we can play a little clip.
And I know this is going to sound so absurd, but before I can just show you my penis, I do have to kind of explain a few things about it to you.
Okay. Now, what we come to find out, and obviously just from this intro, you can tell that it's going to be a lot more of a lighthearted show than Atlanta. This is where you can kind of just completely separate them. It's a comedy. But yeah, Lil Dicky has a fucked up penis. So and that's like, you know, the whole running bit of the show and his insecurities.
Right.
The fear in the doctor's eyes. It's absolutely correct.
Even in Lil Dicky's eyes, like he's like,
I gotta.
I just have like a very bizarre situation down. Okay. When I was born, I came out of the womb with a tangled urethra. So
this is just how it starts.
It is like... just a. I don't know how to explain it because I would usually not like this type of humor, like just completely saturating my show. But I think that with Dave, it just kind of works with its absurdity because it is like him, you know, like he's playing himself or whatever, but he's putting all of these different nuances. And I can't even say that they're nuances. They just seem kind of just like really
he lays out his insecurities about like things that he discusses in his raps or in his interviews. Like he's always talked about, you know, like having like I you know, average sized penis or a smaller penis, and like it's this running bit that he brings onto the show, and he's not afraid to make fun of himself. He's not afraid for the very first.
It's really quite inspiring, I would say. it's an inspirational show at its very nature.
Immediately they had to go in and do all types of surgery to it. As a result, there's so much scarring down there.
Sure.
And then
the fear in his eyes.
Is a different type of skin than the skin on your penis. It's more chicken skinned or
ribbed.
Yeah. So my
but no doubt the fear in the doctor's eyes is just like out of control.
You know, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Razor bumps.
It's like razor bumps to me.
Those look like razor bumps to me.
Not my field.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Dave.
Hey, where do I pay?
Hi, I'm Dave.
And it's a good little theme song too.
Hi, I'm Dave.
Hi, I'm Dave. Who's Dave? Hi, I'm Dave.
It's good shit. But yeah, that is like the introduction to the show. It's definitely setting the tone of what it's really trying to land on and stick on, which I really appreciate.
And the first episode, you're introduced to all sort of characters, and I felt like this episode is an intro episode. It's really well written, a lot of comedy, and you get, even when you meet the characters in just sort of a passing, or they have one scene together, or two scenes together, you know, him, Gata, it's really cool to see Taco in this show. The person that they got to play, Allie. The thing that me and Jeff immediately noticed is, if you're a fan, I'm a huge fan of Lil Dicky. She was the lead actress in the music video Pillow Talk, and she auditioned for the role of Allie, and she got it. And so it's really cool to see like familiarity within Lil Dicky's work. Andrew Santino playing his roommate and best friend.
Mm-hmm.
You just get a lot of like YG's in the episode.
Oh yeah, YG in the episode coming up. It's just such a good like little addition too, because it just adds some like credence about like what the hell the show will be about. We already can tell it's going to be star-studded, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would even say, even Atlanta has its cameos. Here I go, like comparing them again. Atlanta has its cameos, but I would say that this is a lot more Dave is a lot more star-studded.
Right.
And it may be because of its fact that it's a lot more comical, a lot more lighthearted, so it's not very intimidating for many people to go on, or like you can kind of just push people in the plot and it would still flow a lot
and it
more.
Works. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean you get all kind of that's Taylor Mishiak, that's her. Allie.
I simp for Taylor.
Hardcore.
And then we got Gata, who is his hype man. Of course, we just saw
it was
cameo from him.
Actually in real life too. He's actually Dave's real hype man and has been since like 2014 or 15. So it's just funny. Like Gata had never acted before. We found this out from Gina Hecht. They acted a scene out, and she was like, "You're really good. What have you done before?" He's like, "Oh, this is my first time acting." And you're just like, "What?" Like. Because of what you know,
I think other than Dave, he's in all 20 episodes. Like I think it's just Dave and Gata are in all 20 episodes of the series.
I'm trying to think, as I feel like there's one or two episodes where that might not be the case, but that actually might be the case. I'm trying to we'll figure it out on the rewatch. But Gata is in the majority of all the episodes as well as Dave. Yeah,
and then we have Travis Bennett,
who was recently in the last movie that we broke down. You People. Nice little tie-in right there.
And Andrew Santino.
Andrew Santino is hilarious.
He's got a pretty successful podcast as well. Not as successful as NineNerdYards, of course, but
no, not at all.
But
he's got two of them that are not quite up there of his minor. He's got Whiskey Ginger, Ginger Whiskey or something like that, and then he's got another one with Bobby Lee. I forget what that one's called, but that one's really funny too.
And then one of my, I think, slept on characters here. I would love to see her more because there's been like a slow build to her character development over the series, and I cannot wait to see more of her in season 3 of the show. But like, it's a very strong group of friends,
right?
And it's great. Let's see here.
Gata's building a resume now, and Dave's retiring from the Little Dicky persona. I didn't know he was retiring. I know he still wanted to drop an album before he did that, but I know he did want to step away from doing that to focus more on acting. But I'd be interested to hear more. But yeah, I mean, Gata was recently in House Party. House Party. It was a very small scene, but it was Gata being Gata.
What's that? Good Morning with Machine Gun Kelly, which I haven't seen, but I've heard it's just completely terrible. Don't watch it.
Don't watch it. No.
Good Morning.
And then since this, I mean, Christine Coe has gone on to do. She was in this music video for Justin Bieber. Pretty one of the popular. I mean, all the songs by him I'm a believer, but all the songs are pretty popular. But she was definitely in a pretty
also in only
pretty famous song.
Murders in the Building, which
wow.
That show is pretty solid. I haven't watched season 2 yet. Did some work on The Handmaid's Tale.
Let me see. What's the song she was in? She was in a music video for her.
Yeah.
She played the love interest in there, and I was like, man, look at the comeuppance.
And yeah, later in this season or season 2, Bieber is also on the
season 1. He's in season 1 as well.
He's in season 1, Bieber, yeah. And both Atlanta and and Dave both have a Justin Bieber cameo. I think Atlanta did it better in this case. But yeah,
we have a really solid cast. She was in Robot Chicken. Oh, Voice acting.
But getting onto the episode, we are introduced to these people just through the lens of Dave. Every episode, basically every episode, is through the lens of Dave. And we start off with getting introduced to Els or Taco, his engineer, his producer for all of these beats, Let's see if I can.
Not knowing this incredibly specific rule. Is that YG? Oh my God. That's YG.
What the hell? Is there YG?
Oh my God.
Look at smell like that, man. This shit stinks. Fuck.
It was just like YG walking through saying the most random shit. Like, the studio smells like tuna. This shit stink. Like, wait, hold on now. And it's because like Dave warming up his fish.
He brought his little lunch with him, bro. A little sack lunch.
It's just hilarious. And then we meet Gata, and it's just kind of like an instant connection of what's it here?
Yeah, I don't think. No, thank you.
And another tie-in. It's funny that he has an Apple because Dave very much Lil Dicky in his first album and a lot of interviews always talked about all of his stuff. He made all of his music and all of his beats and everything using his iMac, his little Apple Mac Pro. So it's a nice little nod when you start to know all these other little tidbits. It's nice to know like some of the details that go into it.
It doesn't feel like super far-fetched or like that much of a recreation of like how these events would have happened to him.
Right. Like as much as it's a dramatization in the sense of like, oh, they might have overextended a story or added something new. There's still some key elements that are tie-ins to Lil Dicky, So
you have no idea how happy this makes me. Like I live my entire life trying to impress people of your pedigree.
And this is the crazy thing is because like Dave, Lil Dick, exactly, it's Lil Dicky's 8 Mile. But that's the crazy thing is like Dave is aware of like what he means for hip hop and like how he can kind of come off as a culture vulture or someone kind of like appropriating hip hop and making it a little bit more super white and stuff. So when he's saying like, oh, I spend most of my life trying to impress people of your pedigree, it's like he knows he's very aware of like how people perceive him, which I thought was like a great thing to lean into for this show.
Facts. Absolutely. But yeah, there's this episode is just full of nice little moments and essentially it's a nice setup to realize like what are we walking into if we were to watch the rest of this season, if we're watch the rest of this show, what is this about? And it's essentially about Dave on the come up to be a rapper. At least that's what this season is about. Like, will he get there? How will he get there? What are sort of the ups and downs of finagling his way, not only with musicians around him, but also with his own, and this is the theme of this too, his own insecurities. Right, like the whole season 1 and 2 are littered with Dave's insecurities as to being like, here's this thing I've been living with, here's this thing I've been struggling with, and now that I'm trying to put my focus over here, this thing is still a hindrance for me growing in this romantic relationship, this friend relationship, this relationship that I have with music. Like these are hindrances. So it's essentially like a journey of like, trying to come up, but trying to heal these things.
Exactly.
It's really fascinating.
And what you're going to notice is that Dave is a very flawed character through that. A lot of the times Dave comes off as just like a little whiny bitch. And honestly,
White guys in hip hop are so good. We can't say he's a culture vulture. LP,
Right.
ASAP Rock, Eminem, the Beastie Boys, Lil Dicky.
Right. But how Dave leans into it is, I think, what's unique about it. Right.
Right.
And again, like when's the last time he dropped an album?
2015, 16?
Right. Some of it.
That was the only album.
His only album, right? And some of it, well, yeah, everyone's just going to think he's a YouTube rapper. And that kind of just plays into his whole MO of just kind of like having a sillier rap style. Let's see here. But this is where we get the title of the episode. Let's see.
It's all about the gander.
It's all about the gander.
Insert the scene of Leonardo DiCaprio like pointing at TV.
Right.
What's that?
Yourself up, make a play. Right now, you in the studio. All these rappers in here popping. You talking about, hi, my name is Dave. Like, what the hell? Like, you should be like, what's up? It's Lil Dicky. Like, own that shit, bro.
I do think it's going to be the biggest name in hip hop, honestly.
Also, the show is made up of not only this story, but the lines that make it up as far as comedy goes is like, if you fast forward to this, when they're walking back and he tells them, you know, I did some songs with Wayne. And he's like, oh, Lil Wayne? And he's like, what other Wayne is there? And he just starts naming off. He's like, Gretzky, Brady, like. I want to go to that bit. See if you can find that bit for me, Nine.
Let's see if I could get to it. Hold on, let me see.
Dick, man.
Can we get some food? YG hungry.
Oh, I don't know why you're asking me.
He's just very awkward.
Check this
Oh,
out.
yeah.
I used to be in Miami all the time at the Hip Factory.
Right here.
It's a studio.
This is it.
I'm in there with my boys. We chilling with some dudes from New Orleans. You know how they dress already, right? Big T-shirts, baggy jeans.
No.
We in a studio session and Wayne walk in, bro.
I'm in there dripping. Lil Wayne?
I'm in there tripping.
Lil
Like,
Wayne?
Weezy, what other Wayne you know? I'm in there sauced down though.
Gretzky.
Skinny jeans, Cali swag, all that. Lip ring, and they on my swag, bro. They like, what you do?
Like that, those subtle little lines, you miss it and you miss the whole joke. Yes, E66. I'd do a song with Wayne Gretzky too. That shit would slap.
Yeah.
You get it? That shit would
It'll
slap.
be icy.
Icy. But yeah, a lot of those little bits are the fundamentals of what like makes the show as well. Which is why I say it's just well written, whether it's improv or like they wrote the lines in. I don't think I know the story on that. But yeah, like a lot of the lines just seem very natural, and a lot of it just seems like it's this lost little white boy just trying to like figure out like his way through this culture he's trying to be a part of.
Exactly. I'm just trying to find some more clips, and we get a bit more into like Wayne Lil Dicky's world here, where we kind of see that he's just chilling at home. He's got his girlfriend. He got Andrew Santino there. Let's see here.
Oh, when he eats the grape.
Too gushy.
Who eats those things?
Most people. Are you gonna grade paper?
So you like can see that he's just like just a little bitch all the time. It's just like, why are you so weird and like awkward? Let's see here. See, I usually do this when there's like a lot of other people on the panel, so there's more like banter and everything going.
Right.
I'm trying to have like a bi-camera mind here, you know.
Yeah, let's run through it real quick, and then we'll get to the episode 2. But just a few more bits from this episode, and then we'll wrap it up, because this episode really wraps up with one of my favorite. With one of my favorite parts, where you know when you watch a show like Atlanta, and you never actually see and I think it's definitely done on purpose, but you never actually see Paperboy rap.
One of my favorite bits in Atlanta.
I'm not
because like that's like almost like the tragedy of like both of these shows being on FX, and then like the comparisons or whatever going, and just kind of just wishing that Ern and Dave got together.
Dave would meet,
just like a big, just like a big cringe session, and it definitely could happen. You know, Dave is in LA. We know that Donald goes off to LA at the end of the series, so maybe in season 3 we do get like a little bit of a cameo or something to be on there. I think that would be dope.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, this like I was saying, this ends with one of my favorite scenes, which is him actually rapping, and it's that scene that like it's those scenes in 8 Mile where you love to see Eminem rap, right? When he busts the flow when they
no one believes in him.
But like the scene when you know he's eating all this shit from everybody, and then he's at the food truck, and he you know basically like demolishes and murders the dude, and then you're like, oh shit, like he's got some, he's got some lines,
he's not playing around.
And he beat Exhibit in the freestyle, so shout out to David Duchovny, Exhibit,
Right.
I'm surprised you said he wasn't an 8 Mile, but yeah, you see that, and then you see Eminem when he finally is the rapping at the end of the movie, and those are some of the most memorable parts of the movie when you see the guy, like the dude actually doing the thing that the dude does.
Right.
And so when Dave does that at the end of this episode, and he does it very infrequently throughout the season, but like you see it here and you're just like, this is why I remember when this happened and I was like, yeah, this is why I wanted to tune in. I wanted to see something like this.
And it builds up with his insecurity, right? Like his insecurity about rapping. Like he won't even rap in front of his girlfriend, right? Like let's see if we can play this. I'm dating a rapper.
Dating a rapper who I've never heard rap out loud. Oh my God, will you rap for me? Will you rap for me right now? Oh my God, rap for me. Rap for me. This is a kindergarten beatbox. Throw down.
throw down.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't.
And that's like, you so up until this point, I'm like, oh, I don't think this guy can rap. Like maybe that's the angle that they're going for on the show, is that like, oh, maybe he's kind of like has mad imposter syndrome or whatever, and he really can't rap. But we get a resolution to that to the end of the at the end of the episode.
Oh, this bit right here though, the YG bit, one of the most hilarious things.
YG, and this is when you're.
So he's getting money to pay to get YG on a song, which happens in this episode. And he's explaining to his parents that like he's trying to get this money out of his savings account from his bar mitzvah. And he calls them and he tells them, and they're these they're painted as these like older Jewish parents. They're probably not in touch with what he's in touch with. And this scene's hilarious.
Let's see.
He stole his beat was stolen.
Oh my God.
Guys, not at all how it sounds. It couldn't be more commonplace in rap music for people to jump on other people's beats.
David,
that little kid with
this rapper that you are paying $10,000.
Yeah, so like he has to take out a little bit of a loan to get $10,000 out to pay YG for a verse. It's his freestyle sway, and that was actually one of my driving things. I'm gonna play that freestyle later because that shit is actually so fire. That Sway freestyle.
I do want to say this.
One of the best on Sway.
I do want to say this though about the Sway freestyle. Part of that freestyle is from one of his songs, or like 2 parts of it are from 2 different parts of his songs. So it does go hard. He went on there twice, so I don't know which one you're gonna play. But I remember the first time, and not everybody know to rap like a dope man. Like that's from another one of his songs. I forget. I think it's Bruh. on his album. So like, yeah, it goes really hard. But then when somebody broke that down, I'm like, all right, well, at least he memorized it, you know. The second one,
it's
I think
still
harder.
goated though, right? It's still
it's
completely
great.
goated.
It's great. A lot of people go on there and memorize their raps. It's not like it's unfounded to do that.
A lot of that shit has been written before. What it does show off is his prowess, his breath control, how he's able to hop around and kind of mix and merge these rhymes and just do it live.
Right.
And hey, Mr. L. Boyd.
I'll tell you the two songs while you play this. I'll tell you the two songs that it was.
By.
Shout outs.
Hold on, I want to play this little.
YG.
YG? I'm going to look this up. Do you have a pen?
Is it YG with a question mark? YG.
Google will answer any question.
YG, and that's you had and that's who you interviewed, right, Blake?
Oh yeah, Gina Hecht. Yeah, she played
the
mom.
The show, and yeah, just a hilarious woman.
Question you have? I have to go. I love you both.
Is it Korean?
Like
white?
Is it Korean?
Like YG?
Is it Korean?
It's a Korean rapper.
So I have to.
And then he's making this transfer.
$1,000 to a company called Blood Gang Entertainment LLC.
Blood Gang Entertainment LLC. And he off the dome. It's a link too. And exactly, like I still think it just shows great prowess. That most rappers are just doing stuff that they've written down before. Maybe they'll be in songs. A lot of the times though, rappers will lay things down on Sway that they're just like don't know how to fit it into any like popular or catchy song, or like don't put it on the album, and you never hear these verses. So they're just like really deep in the memory bank. Man, make a beat, make some shit from the channel. Make a 9NerdYards beat, bro. Let me get that.
Yeah.
Let me get that 9NerdYards beat.
Nerd Nation needs some plays over here. Let's go.
And also, let me know if you guys like Nerd Nation as a
vote
as
for
a
it
thing, because like you're as the sphere. Let's see here.
As a sphere.
We're going to get Dave on the track. The real Dave, motherfucker. The real Dave right here.
All right.
But let's.
So he ends up being able to get YG on the track. All this while navigating through friends and relationship drama. Is that where you're going? Or are you going to one of these?
I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
The relationship drama?
Oh, yeah. It's just because, like, Allie
He wrote on Twitter.
Yeah, so Allie is his girlfriend is kind of like tolling them up. But yeah, Allie is pretty upset because like he's kind of tweeting like he's a rapper, but like Allie's parents and like family follow him too. So it's like, what is Dave talking about here? Because he's not actually on that lifestyle.
Just got head. Yeah.
Also, his shirt.
It
says puppies and yoga.
My mom just called and asked why you're telling everyone on Twitter that I gave you head.
Well, I didn't say that Allie Warnick gave me head. I was very non-specific. I said just got head.
It's like, bro, if you're in like a committed relationship, you're not in that lifestyle. You're not like, putting on like a big pimpin' persona or whatever. Right?
Also, I don't think that shirt's his. I think that shirt's Allie's. I'm like
puppies and
90%
yoga.
Sure.
I don't know why I just realized that. Let's see here.
Oh my gosh. There's so many little moments like this in the episode and across the series that are just like it doesn't take you out of it either. You're just like, bro, this guy is an idiot.
Right. It's just like, yeah, this guy is completely full. Like you're just so wrong in this case, Dave. And I say that in most of the episodes. I'm like, this guy fucking sucks. And it's a bit hilarious. It's a bit cringeworthy,
his
but
dick
it's
sucks.
hilarious.
No, his dick sucks.
They are totally different things.
Okay, then explain to me the difference, just so we're clear.
Dave Berg takes your feelings into account at every waking moment. Lil Dicky, on the other hand, can never do that. I'm sorry, I can't worry about what my girlfriend in her kindergarten class are going to think as I rap lyrics about, like, 69ing a girl on her period.
And it's the dichotomy. It's the dichotomy of. It's the dichotomy of him, you know, like balancing his rap persona with his real life. And
right.
It's pretty well done.
It's hilarious. Well done.
All right. I didn't tell you that yet. I wired YG's manager $10,000 today.
Can you imagine, like, just telling, like,
your girlfriend,
my girlfriend, like, well, first of all, she would be like, "Where the fuck did you get $10,000?"
My bar mitzvah money, woman.
Yeah, right. My bar mitzvah money. Yeah,
yes, Larry David. Larry David, yeah. Very Larry David.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you notice, there's a lot of like that. To touch on that point, there's a lot of that written into characters like a Larry David or like George Costanza from Seinfeld or like even Ben Stiller's character. It's a lot of like these. It's. I don't know if it's like a cultural thing or what, but like when you have a Jewish forward character, like it's almost like they write him to be like these very like overthinky and sort of dry humory, like sort of East Coast humor, and it just works really well. And it works especially well with Dave. I mean, he is from Philly, so he sort of has a lot of those adjacent characteristics that are written in Curb. And that really rub off. And I mean, Larry David wrote Seinfeld, so you get a lot of that. No Kanye, but it's very Jewish. That's right. Yeah, that's there's Dave fully embraces that he's a Jew and does not hide it. And it just.
But he also no Kanye, but it's very Jewish. But this is a funny thing too. Another Atlanta Dave comparison here is that. Both of them have like this underlying influence of Kanye. I would say Dave leans into it a lot more. And I think we were joking about how like, oh, they probably had to delay season 3 to get all of
to get rid of the Kanye lines,
propaganda and Kanye lines, because they go in like there's almost a whole episode dedicated to like Dave finding inspiration in Kanye's old stuff. And it's kind of hilarious just to see like rewatching these episodes and seeing that. But at the end of this episode, we are going over. But at the end of this episode, Gator gives him some, just some big ups to like make sure that he feels confident going into YG's studio. And when he walks in there, of course, he's like super out of place. You can see this chick giving him the mad side eye right here. And he's just like, he's just really out of place.
Lil Dicky, remember?
Lil Dicky, what up, bro?
I love this.
Down.
He smells. He can smell fear.
Try to control your fear. He can smell fear. Trying to control fear.
Yeah, I like this. I like this line. A lot of rappers say stuff like that in a tweet. It's like the dude who can rap but only knows the culture through memes and TV.
Wow, and look who we have here. If you guys don't know, you can find a link to Shingi Mavima's channel. He has an album coming out. And that link can be found right on my channel page. It's under that section where you go to like other little channels, and has been a very big influence on me in my writing. So if you guys would go give him some follows, give him some watches, man. Sure. Always has some really good input. True that.
All of that. All right. Let's get to Dave freestyling. We can
Dave freestyle. But yeah, they kind of like punk him a little bit.
Oh, facts.
And they are are kind of acting like he's not going to do his thing. Too much information, bro. And they're like, fuck it, let's just make a beat from scratch. And they're kind of like dismissing him.
Yeah.
And I hope I can
let's make a beat from scratch. Fuck,
because this is great, right? Because what we got here is just metronome and
wait.
And then eventually
and then an 808.
Allow me to tell y'all what I'm about.
I'm gonna just pause it right here just so we can get a little bit of a fuck up the
break
YouTube algorithm.
Why does YG have an ascot on like he's Fred from Scooby Doo?
Right, Fred from Scooby Doo. Oh god,
that's a great question. I don't know. He's 66. Anybody write your theory in there before Alex Jones makes one.
Oh, let's see here. But yeah, he's got a very good punny.
It's all punchlines.
It's very
a lot of his stuff,
yeah.
very punchline forward, but they're funny. They're not just ooh, that was fresh. They make you do that, but then also it's that was a funny one.
Okay, so we got this going right here.
Allow me to tell y'all what I'm about. Like a dinner, you got reservations, but I'm about to eat up all the doubt. Hey, come on, I'm a flower, let me sprout. Looking like I'm straight out of Comic-Con, scrawny Don, hungry Ramadan. My mama wrong, she don't think I got a job, but I'ma make great cheese like Parmesan. With the rent paid, cause the pussy flow good, I menstruate. If we got a on the wrong foot like dengue, it's because I'm higher than a bitch. Men's pay. Rappers thinking that they hot. Blow your nose, motherfuckers, it's not. I ain't never fought a man in my life. I have only slept with 4 different girls. Still you could get it, I'll get every crevice. I'll come on some chicken like fresh mozzarella.
So he just starts dancing around and feeling himself, and then people you just can't when watching this episode you just kind of feel you're good for you, Dave, good for you for actually stepping up and doing your thing. Let's see here. And of course it's every line is a punch line and it leads into the next line, and it's really
clever.
Great.
It's very clever.
Like a comic, my females got bombs on their body like they were jihadists.
Ooh.
My libido is scary like Magic Johnson, your mosquitoes. I'm back and forth. I'm acting for you, rapping for you, attracting Laura in the faction form. And the track's recorded. It's about to put me on the racks like a fashion store. Yeah. I just want a girl, let me hit it on a work day. I don't think I think going at all.
That's it.
My gifts like a birthday. Separating with my lines like 2 lanes. I don't want a Grammy, bro. I got 2 and
got 2.
Still with more cars than a graph. I'm on top of the class. Hop in the bath with a bad little lady with ass. I'm making her laugh. The neck like a baby giraffe. Shaking it fast, making it last. Haters are mad, saying I'm bad. It's like an 8th grader training the class. It's crazy and blasphemous. I'm about to break him in half. I'm making my path. I'm waiting on my break like a calf. Somebody get a boy a gig. He got drive and flash. Like a flash drive.
Like a flash drive. Let's see here.
Flash drive.
Yeah, that's great.
He got a tie. Yeah.
That's great.
Hey, little bitch. If you so then they kind of
they add the humor in there.
Don't take that birth control till tomorrow, baby.
Yeah. And it's just more continuity. It's good because you still want it to be funny, but you also want it to have a very consistent plot line, and that's where it kind of mixes with that Curb Your Enthusiasm that E66 was talking about, because it builds up where he's having this conflict with his girlfriend and not wanting him to kind of release shit about their personal lives or portray her in a certain light. But then he drops this freestyle and it's uploaded by YG, which means it's only going to get a lot bigger. And then it's a sign off with a complete attack on her shit. So let's see here.
I don't think I knew this story, but I like this line. I remember that. I pushed Miracle Whips. I remember that. So you said that's Dame Dash. That's interesting.
College, yeah, that's a college dropout line. Near the end of the album too. But yeah, I mean it's fantastic.
All right. Well, that wraps up episode 1.
I have a black card. I got an African American Express. I didn't know that story, but I have guessed that that's the line too. The America Whoops line it's absolutely an insane line. Yeah, it's great. Oh my God, is that a black card? I replied with why yes, but I prefer the term African American Express. Okay. But yeah, so that's Dave, and that's him getting the gander.
That's all. There's also so much out there that we miss, and we have a whole nother breakdown from the past of Unfiltered Bachelor, me, Jeff, and Terry, or me and Jeff at the time breaking it down before Terry came on. You guys feel free to check that out, but list some of your favorite moments in the comments right now. There's a lot of stuff that we miss, and we might all come back and do it just because we missed the crew. But we're hopping on to episode 2. And episode 2 of Dave is Dave's first. And the premise of this episode, essentially, we'll go through some sort of order, but the premise of this episode, essentially, is basically Dave's first show. Dave's doing his very first show at the expense of one of Allie's students who is passed on. His name is John. And John's parents have approached Dave and asked him to perform at his memorial that will be at the elementary school. And so Dave spends the whole episode sort of worrying about, he spends the whole episode 1 making a song about a kid he knows nothing about, and he can't read the notes from the parents because whatever file that they sent, he can't open it. And so he makes this all these things up about John that have nothing probably to do with John. And then after he makes the song, he's very much again, a song. It's an episode about insecurities, insecure about performing for his first time in front of a live audience, which he very much
to be just a group of
fourth
graders.
Oh man.
Let's see here, and this is when we get a bit more of Christine. Character.
Right.
And let's see here. Let's see if I can.
Okay, so I want to point something out though. If you
so this is because if you guys don't know, when Jeff is on the panel, and I'm so sad that he's not here because we're going to give a bit of an origin of a running joke on the stream, and that's Jeff. Every time he is plugging himself at the end of our shows, he gives his name. He gives his contact information on where people can find him. And if you don't know why
he essentially, just to add to this real quick, Nine. Yeah, when we made Skypes, because before we did stuff on StreamYard like we're doing now, we would record on Skype. And on Skype, you have to, make your email, plug it in, yada, yada. So Jeff, the silly bastard that he is, made his email Don Cheadle's driveway at littledickie2.com at gmail.com or something. He made that his Skype ID because of the hackers. So if you ever see that on Skype, that is Jeff because of this. That is Jeff because of this episode. And so you got to play the line, Nine, because that's where Jeff essentially got this from for sure.
Let's see here. Right here.
Okay, a song about, because I don't, I've never met him. I don't know much about him.
If you just give me your email, I can shoot over some thoughts.
Yes.
Like factoids about, that would help.
Exactly.
Okay, it's Don Cheadle's driveway at littledickie2.com. I know it's complex. I do it because hackers.
It's because of the hackers. And I think that we could literally make a montage at this point of Jeff signing off and saying that. I might do that.
That would be hilarious. That would actually be hilarious.
But yeah, that's where it comes from. If anyone,
that's exactly where he got that bit from.
Why why we do that, why we say it.
It is because of this episode. Yes. Now, I want to point something out about this. John's parents, they came to this kids play.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have their kid's not alive anymore. They hung around, and one of the other teachers approaches Dave and is like, "Hey, John was big fans of yours. Can you come over here?" And she said the parents said that he was big fans. I don't believe, this is a theory of mine. If you ever watch this episode, I'm about to get a conspiracy mode, but I don't believe that John was into Lil Wayne or Lil Dicky or Macklemore. I think the parents were into Lil Dicky and Macklemore.
Okay, I think they're just fans.
Yes, okay. And I think they used John's death, their son's death, as a way to get that clout of being like, well, he would do it for this. Like, we can get as close that we want to as somebody that we like, because they really don't care, bro. Who wants an artist to perform a song like that doesn't do like dramatic music? Like, it would be different if somebody did dramatic music. Like, hey, can you perform one of your songs? Like, so my kid was a fan, my mom was a fan, whatever.
Yeah.
This guy does not do that. He does dick and fart jokes over rap beats.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't do this. So they approach him and are like, can you do a song for our son? And they are willing to, like, yeah, I don't care if you don't know anything. We'll send some, factoids, I don't, yeah. See what I'm saying? Filmmates, watch this over and you'll see what I'm saying. Like, a lot, you watch it and you're like, well, John's a kid. Like, of course I'd perform for John the Kid. But, like, at no point do you, if you look, even Lil Dicky, when he comes back, he's like, they just approached me and it felt so weird. And I'm like, yeah, it is kind of fucking weird. Like, he didn't know anything. He didn't do this.
Exactly. Let's see here.
Oh, we've got another. Yeah, E66 Film Age. They're into the theory with me. Everybody go back and watch this and let me know what you think.
That's a solid theory. Of course,
I've also seen this episode too many
related
times.
Artist, Lil Dicky, Macklemore. Yeah.
Lonely Island.
Lonely Island.
Lonely Island.
I know.
G-Eazy.
I see it every day 100 times. I've written so many emails about it. It's the most annoying. It's unprofessional. And Kanye.
There's a Kanye line.
There we go.
There's a Kanye line.
That's where he wants to be put in place of. But of course, he's more in the related artists of like all the white rappers, especially like Lonely Island. That's
right.
That's pretty funny.
Not a bad place to be.
It's not a bad place to be, but if you're trying to like convince the world that you're a serious rapper,
a serious Jew rapper, and not just a funny Jew rapper like the Lonely Island.
Your name is literally a small penis joke. It's actually a super intellectual commentary.
That's always an ongoing bit too.
Your first single is "My Dick Sucks."
Oh, look what U66 has to say. This is good.
Yeah, seriously though. Like, can you believe it?
It's only been 3 years too. I think 3 years ago this month, in February 2020 is when these two episodes came out. Because then after that, I think the next one started coming out as the pandemic. Man, the pandemic spread because Dave started getting more popular. That's sad to think about.
That is
all right. Let's move on
for Dave to do that to us.
That's a conspiracy for Alex Jones.
It's a bit, yeah. Let's see here.
But yeah, in this episode, so that is the A plot, is Dave trying to make this song, and then we have this entire B plot about him having, again, another insecurity. He has back knee, and Mike is essentially like trying to help him clear it up in the most intimate way possible by, at one point, taking a bath with him and helping him scrub it off and taking notes and taking it serious.
When fans start to come along and like,
Hello, Dickie. Oh, come on, man. I just got put on to you.
Great, welcome.
I saw what you did on Instagram.
Yeah.
Bro, you snapped.
Fire.
I mean, straight fire. Yes. Yo, I didn't know you had bars like that, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you like a real rapper.
Yeah. All right, so pause this because that joke it's constantly an ongoing joke in the series. The first time I ever heard reference to that was Dave made fun of himself in the Freaky Friday music video. Right in the beginning, he's sitting at a table and like this couple walks by, and he's like, "Oh, hey, you're that little Dicky." He's like, "Hey, yeah." He's like, "Dude, my boys put me on your shit. I totally am like on your shit." He's just like, "Thanks." And then his girlfriend's like, "He's a rapper," and he's like, "He's not like a rapper, but he's like a rapper." And she's like, "Oh, okay." Like he's like he raps about his small dick and whatever. She's like, "Oh, all right." So like it just felt like a call. The first time I saw that, I was just like, like a callback to sort of this ongoing joke.
Right. We can kind of see that it's always been something that he's had to kind of deal with.
Right.
And I think that's really interesting that he's like putting so much of himself in there. Right. And it doesn't even seem like nuanced at all. It's just kind of like, this is how it is. Right.
This is how the view is. And I feel like every episode that line is hidden in there. Like you're a rap, like the you're a rapper question like comes up.
All
right, where we here? Oh, when he's doing the John rap.
Yeah. I'm just trying to
not only does he write this song, ladies and gentlemen, it's the most horrible song you've ever heard.
It is so bad. This first one is so bad. Yeah. That's it.
Like not even, maybe there's nothing. Maybe John knows even less than his dumb cousin in the front row getting it in. Maybe he's in Europe like, what the heck is Al Jazeera? Maybe John's a dove. Maybe he's a cow. Maybe he's a piece of soil or a molecule. Reincarnation, some things would be cooler than other things. What would John want to be? He'd be me, I think. Is he in me now? John's gone.
John's gone.
John's gone.
I think I would end it.
John's gone. John's gone.
So
it's the most horrible song ever.
I mean, so spiritual. So like, wow, what a revolution.
Maybe he's a cow. Yeah, maybe he's in some soil.
Maybe he's a molecule.
If somebody wrote a song for me like that when I died, I would think that they hated me. You know what I mean? I'm like, what did I do to you when I was alive for you to want to write that about me? I hate you.
We got a real bro moment here.
Oh, this is what I'm talking about.
Where he's got to deal with his back knee, and his back knee manifests when he he gets nervous, he gets stressed out. So it was like really. So it's really bad right now as he's trying to make a farewell song to this little kid he doesn't know. Should I even play this clip?
Okay. I'm gonna activate the medicine here. I gotta tell you, man, this chemical balance is just not working out for me. I have to change up this formula because that 14% didn't work from last month.
And this is before Andrew becomes
Santino.
Andrew Santino becomes his like manager, like
right
as we get further into the season. Then he's like, you know what, I'm good at managing things. Let me manage you, and that affects their friendship quite a bit. But it's just kind of funny to see like how laying down these character traits for when he's actually dedicated to fixing problems.
Do they have swim trunks or are they all in?
I mean, I'm gonna lean towards swim trunks just because I don't want to have that image of but this show gets super like cringy romantic with its homoeroticism sometimes.
Yeah, romantic.
Especially I think in season 2, there's like an outrageous like shower scene or something. Let's see here. I think you know which one I'm talking about. But yeah, we get to the actual performance. Let's see here. Really skipping through this one.
In Els throughout this whole point is just like, oh, that's one of the funniest scenes when Gata gets to the thing. And Els at this whole point too is very much like, bro, I'm just here to press a button. Like, I don't want to be your hype man. I don't want to put my hands in the air, wave them like this is stupid. Your outfit is stupid. Like this is ridiculous. Like he's not about it at all, but he's there. And then this scene right here, where also, why is this such a big thing? It is just, again, this is why I don't think it's just for John. I think it's for parents. Like,
it's a straight up party.
Yeah, they're like
on. Like it's not
like
just a memorial.
Doing all this.
It's like, did they kill their son?
Did they kill their son? Yeah, I mean, the cops never found out like who did it. So,
what does Alex Jones think about this? Actually.
Well, we know that the government has placed actors that go on when there is some sort of act of terrorism, and maybe
lizard people.
Yeah, maybe they're not quite the lizard people, but they still probably are some sort of into the child, and they want to take the adrenochrome, and then we all know that we've got the documents to prove that back in 1972 they were doing experiments on all sort of little kids, and so sacrificing the kid, we saw in Sandy Hook and everything like that. So.
Oh my God, Alex. I
probably
I think Macklemore and Lil Dicky probably had a plot. Jesus Christ. Okay, hold on. Let's see here.
This is one of the funniest scenes.
Hold on, Alex Jones' voice.
The world gets worse every year. We don't look up the Swedish level
Gavelbakken. Also, there we go. Feral hogs from Chernobyl trying to take over the world. Razor, do it.
Did I read that?
Alex Jones' voice. Let's go.
The world gets worse every year. We don't fuck up the Swedish Gavelbakken. Also, there's radioactive teleporting feral hogs from Chernobyl trying to take over the world, fake it and take it. Just look into it, research it. We got the documents proved.
Okay, Alex. Okay, Alex. Okay, Alex.
This is one of my favorite scenes though from this episode.
Right. Charlie got a VIP tent.
Charlie
catering. Charlie got Perrier. This is crazy. You got something to say on my live for Charlie, bro?
It's John.
I don't.
Oh shit, my bad, John. Tell Pac and Big it's all good. But
why are you both filming?
I'm trying to get him on my thing, man.
I'm good. Why are you filming him film? This is
we about to.
Do you think people are gonna
we about to. Again, they are at a fucking child's memorial.
Right.
Like, this is so weird.
And putting on the intro that he's sending.
Do it.
Oh my God. I love it. But yeah, that part is just one of my favorite because it's Charlie, and I was like, bro, ain't nobody named Charlie there. It's John, bro. John's gone, not Charlie's gone. But again, this all adds into that conspiracy of like, what are the parents really doing? Like, why are they making this big fuss about it? Is it even really about John?
Right.
This makes you think.
Scene right here. This is
bro.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, all this build up, and at the end of this episode, Macklemore.
Hold on. I don't think it.
With Synopsis, and I'm honored.
There you have Macklemore.
Oh damn, we got Macklemore in the cut like it ain't shit. We going up, John. Your memorial is lit. Wi-Fi is trash though. What's up with the service out here?
And it's just like, what the fuck?
So it's one thing to be compared.
Around. They were shopping around for like who to have at the memorial.
Right. And it's funny because like not only does Dave get compared to Macklemore, but now Macklemore he steals his tiny spotlight that he has.
Right. Hey,
so this is so funny. Cringe.
Yeah.
I got a ton of hits. No time.
whatever you guys want. So like they have the option to like have both of them perform, but of course they're just going to let Macklemore do his fucking thing. They hating.
Right.
They hating. Let's see here. Oh, did I even like unmute that?
I didn't hear the audio of that. No.
Let's see here.
Do you want to play the audio of it?
Yeah, it's just such a funny clip.
I'll pull it up again. Whip it out. Whip it out.
Hey.
So Macklemore.
It's my other channel.
Yeah. We didn't expect him to come, and the city ordinance only lets us go until 7. Macklemore, how long's your set?
Whatever you guys want. I got a ton of hits, huge catalog. I'll go forever.
I'm sorry, Dave. There's just not enough time for you both.
I mean, hey, it's Macklemore. It's like, of course.
And then
I kind of like just the way that
when Macklemore comes on the stage,
or just kind of like punks him out, like just like treats him like just like
stage man.
Stage man, yeah, right here.
Hey, how's it going? This is mine?
Oh, yeah.
Is mine?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Blessings, brother. Do the sound, man.
You know, actually, this
Just make sure my shit is loud, please. Really loud in the monitors. Thanks, brother. Let's do this for
yeah, it's just pretty funny.
The line that gets me, the line that gets me is shortly after this when they ask him where he got that from, and the answer that he leaves them with as the episode like it ends like right after, because it's a direct tie-in to Macklemore. You know what I'm talking about?
Let me see here.
And then so we'll turn it.
Oh
yeah, here it is. No, so turn it up, pause it. Because we can't hear it. That's like the best part.
He hears us all the way up in heaven.
This is new. Where'd you get this?
thrift shop.
Just for it to end like that, right? Like the irony of the thrift shop.
And then we get the little bit of so
maybe he's a cow. Maybe he's a
these beats go crazy though.
Reincarnation, some things would be cooler than other things. What would John wanna be? He'd be me, I think. Is he in me now? Kinda feel like that he might be, but it might be the adrenaline. I don't know what his parents want me to do. This is challenging, but I think John would want me to be me because he liked me.
This is the most horrible song ever, and that's
let's see here.
What
I pushed it a little bit too strong there. At the end,
we died.
Stream unavailable due to policy.
That should be a thing. Like, come watch us before they cut us off.
Right. I can't. I don't know, like where. All right.
I feel like you walk a fine line.
I do. Let's see where. So it went off right when. Stream unavailable. Okay. I mean, we got